and welcome to Now Showing. This is the place where we talk movies and the creativity and the business of movies. We bring the best artists to share their stories with you and we take you to the box office to make that right choice. Today we have the man who changed the face of music in India and the actor who's the latest kid on the hit films block. We hum good songs and we celebrate cinema. I'm Atika Farooqui. Let's start with the highlights. Dhaakad is mostly for Kangana Ranaut fans. She shines in the action scenes but weighed down by a weak script. What makes a great producer-actor duo at the box office? T-series Bhushan Kumar and Kartik Aaryan on the 4 films they work on together. As Arjun Kapoor completes 10 years at the movies, he tells us that one film that changed his life. And composer duo Vishal and Shekhar reveal how they composed some of their best and biggest chart busters. Let's talk about Kangana Ranaut's Dhaakad that releases in cinemas this week. Dhaakad is India's answer to Kill Bill, but with lesser impact and a much weaker storyline. Kangana Ranaut, like in Charlie's Angel, is a protege of Shashwat Chatterjee, a member of a fantasy squad operating under the orders of the government of India. They are in search of human trafficker duo Rudra, played by Arjun Rampal, and his mistress Rohini, played by immaculate Divya Datta. The film is somber, dark, brooding and a silent killer right from the start. There is brutality, use of children in gory scenes, and the action is slick and dangerous. Kangana gets the best deal here. She is good as a character whose childhood was riddled with blood and losses, and she fears nothing at all in her pursuit of every assignment. The backstory of her childhood is never lost. Little does she realize that the man she is in search of, Rudra, has a connection with her childhood. Director Rajneesh Rezi Ghai, who is also a co-writer with Rineesh Ravindra and Chintan Gandhi, knits a world partly in Europe and partly in India. The story is run-of-the-mill and often heard of. The immaculate camera work by Tetsuo Nagata is brilliant. It looks like a Hollywood film on the Mexican mafias, you see. Absolutely. Kangana steals the scenes where she gets to perform high-octane action. She's fast, she's well-trained and adds that real grit to the gore. At the same time, the writing and screenplay is weak and tries to be too stylish, lacking authenticity. The film often fails to engage and the emotions are superficial, allowing us to only enjoy the action scenes. The use of a lullaby, Soja, is repeated so many times, almost making it hackneyed. In all, Dhaakad pleases mostly to Kangana Ranaut's fans, as rest all teams up to build a platform for her to shine. There is not much meat for the lovers of good story with overall high entertainment value. One of the biggest music labels in India, earlier called as Super Cassettes, T-Series has been in music business for over 35 years. They moved to film production with Bhool Bhulaiya 1 with Vidya Balan and Akshay Kumar. At the release of Bhool Bhulaiya 2, Bhushan Kumar and Kartik Aaryan talked to me exclusively about working together on 4 projects, things that actors must keep in mind for a consistent career and T-Series' reign in the world of music.
Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. तेरी आँखें भूल भुलैया, बातें हैं भूल भुलैया, तेरे सपनों की गलियों में you keep driving me so crazy, दिल में तू रहती है. बस बातें भी अच्छा. अरे सर.
Mr. Bhushan Kumar and Mr. Kartik Aaryan, the hit जोड़ी of भूल भुलैया 2. सबसे पहले ये बताएं कि एक तो ये कि आपकी जोड़ी को एक बहुत अच्छी जोड़ी माना जा रहा है, प्रोड्यूसर एक्टर जोड़ी, एक सोचता है, एक करता है एंड इट ऑल एंड्स अप इनटू अ ब्लॉकबस्टर. इससे पहले आपने कई फिल्में और पहले भी कर चुके हैं. सोनू के
के टीटू की स्वीटी।
के टीटू की स्वीटी, ये नाम किसने रखा पहले ये बता दो मुझे।
लव सर ने, वो तो उन्हीं ने रखा, वही सोचते हैं ऐसे सब नाम।
अच्छा।
एंड इज वेरी गुड एट दैट।
ओके, तो सोनू के टीटू की स्वीटी, और उसके बाद पति पत्नी और वो, फिर उसके बाद भूल भुलैया 2।
करेक्ट।
व्हाट इज इट अबाउट हिम दैट यू रिपीट हिम इन योर प्रोजेक्ट?
पहला एसोसिएशन जो मैं हमारा शुरू हुआ था, सोनू के टीटू की स्वीटी।
फिर से बोलिए।
सोनू के टीटू की स्वीटी।
फिर से
I
बोलिए।
can say
ये सर बोल सर, बहुत
मैं इसमें बहुत ट्रेन हूँ, क्योंकि जब ये टाइटल मुझे बताया था लव ने, दैट उनका सोच ही थी कि दिस विल बी अ टर्न ट्विस्टर, एंड उसके हिसाब से ही सब लोग इसके बारे में बात करेंगे।
राइट।
तो मुझे वो बोलना काफ़ी, उस टाइम मैंने प्रैक्टिस की थी। तो उस टाइम जब मुझे वो एक लाइन भी सुनाई थी, एंड मैं कार्तिक को तो सोनू के टीटू के से पहले से जानता था। हम प्यार का पंचनामा के टाइम पे भी आई न्यू हिम वेरी वेल, एंड दैट टाइम वी वर ऑल्सो गेटिंग इनटू मेकिंग फिल्म्स एंड
प्रोडक्शन।
सो वी वर के हु आर द न्यू कमर्स जो आ रहे हैं, और जो एक रिश्ता था वो सोनू के टीटू से शुरू हुआ, और उसमें जैसा कि सबने देखा कि ही डिड अ ब्रिलियंट जॉब। उसके बाद तुम हवा में नहीं उड़े, तो वो बहुत अच्छी चीज़ हुई।
उसके बाद ये हवा में नहीं उड़े।
मैं अभी भी बोलता रहता हूँ,
अभी तक
थोड़ा
आज भी यही बोल रहा।
कई लोग उड़ जाते हैं ना हवा में।
मैं तो मैं इंडस्ट्री में 23 इयर्स से, I'm not producing film from 23 years, but I'm in the music industry and in the film industry. कई बार लोग चाहे डायरेक्टर हों चाहे एक्टर हों, थोड़ा हवा में आ जाते हैं। ये एक तो प्राइस बढ़ा देते हैं, और वो उनके लिए भी अच्छा नहीं होता। वो फिर हवा में उड़ने से वो एकदम कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं, और वो फिर बहुत टाइम, मैं एक्टरों का नाम नहीं ले सकता, लेकिन बहुत टाइम वो फिल्में भी नहीं करते। तो
नहीं, बट इन्होंने देखा भी इतना है ना, इतने सालों से जो इनका एक्सपीरियंस रहा है, एंड मस्ट हैव सीन कि इतने लोगों के साथ, तो एंड आई एम लकी कि जिस तरीके से भूषण सर के साथ मैं बहुत टाइम तक, मैं मतलब ऑफिस में भी कई बार आता था कि कोई कुछ काम मिल जाए या कोई फिल्म मिल जाए, वहाँ से स्टार्टिंग से जानता हूँ। जब मैं कुछ था भी नहीं तब भी ही यूज्ड टू बी देयर, ही यूज्ड टू लिटरली मीट अस ऑल, एंड या मुझे भी, तो वो एक कॉन्फिडेंस आपका खुद पे भी बढ़ता है। एंड सोनू टीटू जब हुई फाइनली फर्स्ट हमारा कोलैबोरेशन एज सच, आई मीन इतना मैंने भी नहीं सोचा था जिस लेवल की वो सक्सेस हुई थी फिल्म, बट ऑफ कोर्स इन्होंने उसमें भी बहुत हम सबको सपोर्ट किया, एंड ही इज़ वन बिग प्रोड्यूसर हु यूजेस हिज ब्रेन करेक्टली, कि कहाँ कैसे यूज़ होना चाहिए। वो कई लोग इधर उधर बहुत गलत जगहों पे ज़्यादा यूटिलाइज करते हैं, ये सही क्वांटिटी में सही जगह पे अपनी सारी पावर यूज़ करते हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ कि क्रिएटिव एस्पेक्ट इसका बेटर हो, इस चीज़ का। इसके बाद शहजादा होगी, सो वेंचर्स सारे जो भी हम साथ में कर रहे हैं, दे आर ऑल थॉट ऑफ ऑल्सो, वेल प्लान्ड ऑल्सो।
कितने लोगों ने मुझे बोला कि स्त्री आई, एक हॉरर कॉमेडी जो लोगों ने इतनी पसंद की, और आपका इतना बड़ा ब्रांड है, वो आपको खुद नहीं मालूम,
कैपिटलाइज नहीं कर रहे हैं।
तब से मैं लगा हुआ था कि मेरी भूल भुलैया मैं किसी तरीके से वो करूँ। तो मुझे एक स्क्रिप्ट मिली, हमारे जो जॉइंट प्रोड्यूसर है मुराद, उनसे मुझे एक स्क्रिप्ट मिली जो फराद सामजी ने लिखी थी। तो वो स्क्रिप्ट हमारे पास थी, मैं फिल्म कर रहा था, वो फिल्म के ऊपर हम काम कर रहे थे, ये स्क्रिप्ट सुन रहे थे, उसमें इनपुट दे रहे थे जो अनीस बाज़मी के साथ हम कर रहे थे। तो मैंने बीच में बुलाया कि ये स्क्रिप्ट एक बार सुन लो, ये भूल भुलैया है, तो वो तो हम कर ही रहे हैं, ये भी कर लेते हैं। तो उसने बोला ठीक है सुना दो, तो हमने सुनाई, तो ही लव द स्क्रिप्ट। तो उन्होंने बोला कि यार अभी इसमें डायरेक्टर कौन ले, क्योंकि डायरेक्टर हमारे पास था नहीं, हमारे पास राइटर था, स्क्रिप्ट थी। मैंने इनको बोला यार कि मैं अगर अनीस बाज़मी को वो स्क्रिप्ट से निकाल के इधर ले आऊँ, सही बात, और ये फिल्म भूल भुलैया विद अनीस बाज़मी एंड कार्तिक आर्यन अगर हम करें तो वो इतना उसी टाइम इतना इंटरेस्टिंग कॉम्बिनेशन बन गया। फिर हमने अनीस बाज़मी को फिल्म सुनाई, तो हॉरर कॉमेडी ही आल्सो वांटेड टू गेट इनटू, तो वहाँ से ये फिल्म शुरू हुई, और फिर जिस तरीके की वो चीज़ आज एक वाइब बनी, और आज जिस तरीके की मीन्स लोगों की वांट आ रही है, मतलब मुझे हमने भी बड़ी बड़ी फिल्में रिलीज़ करी हैं, मतलब हमारी कबीर सिंह थी, उसकी इतनी वांट थी, फिर तानाजी थी, उसकी इतनी वांट थी, बट इसकी जो बज़ आ रही है, इट इज़ अनरियल वो बज़ आ रही है और वो लोग इतनी मतलब रिलीज के बाद जो लोग तारीफ करनी चाहिए वो पहले
कर के आप फोन ले लीजिए, कोई बात
नहीं। वो बज इतना है कि बजिंग हो गया है फोन, बार बार मैं
अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा है।
और एक चीज मैं
कब से बज रहे बज हो
रहा है, बहुत
बज रहा है फोन।
You have been an heir to the tycoon, जिनके ऊपर मूवी भी बनने वाली थी मोगल अक्षय के साथ। What is the trick of the trade? What do you think has been the reason behind T series' success?
See, mainly मैंने time and again बोला, it is all because of my father's blessings and जो वो एक पूरा एक इंडस्ट्री और एक पूरी प्लेटफॉर्म छोड़ के गए हैं, जो कैटलॉग छोड़ के गए हैं, और जिस तरीके से उन्होंने जिस तरीके से वो गाने बनाते थे उसी सेंसिबिलिटी को लेके आज मैं गाने बनाता हूँ या सुनता हूँ, या म्यूज़िक कंपोजर्स के साथ जो हम सुन के उस गानों को लॉक करते हैं। प्लस वो हमेशा मेरे पापा कहा करते थे कि कभी भी गाना आपको बनाना है ना, आप अपनी चॉइस से मत बनाओ। मतलब पापा कभी भी गाना खुद की चॉइस से नहीं बनाते थे, कौन सा गाना मुझे अच्छा लगता, मुझे मतलब उनको अच्छा लगता, वो ये सोच के बनाते थे कौन सा पब्लिक को अच्छा लगेगा। तो वही चीज़ मैं फॉलो करता हूँ। आज मेरी कोई पर्सनल चॉइस नहीं। अगर आप मुझसे पूछेंगे आपको कौन सा म्यूज़िक पसंद है, मैं पर्सनली कोई म्यूज़िक नहीं सुनता, सुनता ही नहीं, एकदम नहीं सुनता। मैं सुनूंगा तो मैं वो गाने सुनूंगा जो रिलीज़ नहीं हुए हैं, जो रिलीज़ होने वाले हैं, विद ग्रेट म्यूज़िक।
अच्छा, इंटरेस्टिंग।
जो अगेन हमारे कॉम्बिनेशन में वापस आएगी इस साल के एंड में।
बस तो हम तब फिर मिलेंगे,
फिर से मिलेंगे,
और फिर तब तक एक और गाड़ी आ चुकी होगी। Thank you so much and all the best for Bhool Bhulaiya.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
On May 11th, 2012, exactly 10 years ago, Arjun Kapoor made his big screen debut with Ishaq Zadeh. Since this film by director Habib Faisal, Arjun has had a roller coaster of a film journey. In this throwback exclusive interview with my colleague Vishal-Shekhar, he spoke about that one film that completely changed his life.
Well, the one film that really changed my life was Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. I remember I was in 10th standard, I was a lost cause, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, and watching that film made me choose filmmaking as a profession. The push and the thrust towards telling stories or being part of stories came from watching Lock, Stock for the very first time. My love affair with cinema started because of Guy Ritchie, so I will always be grateful for that. I remember watching it literally by mistake on a DVD one night, and I couldn't sleep. Just the sheer banter, the conversation, the storytelling, the direction, the energy, how kinetic the shot taking was. You almost felt like you're part of the camaraderie between those four people. The characters, I mean, just purely having such eccentric characters in modern day England, for that matter, to see such a fascinating story being told about just money. Four loser friends, not knowing what to do, they decide to take a chance and go gamble with these so-called gangsters, and they make an absolute mess out of the situation and come back worse off, and all their life savings are gone. So it was a very, very relatable premise because of the friendship element, because I was in 10th standard. Friendship is everything when you're growing up in school. And of course, I think it has one of my favorite action heroes in Jason Statham, who's just become the coolest action hero of our generation after that. Having Vinnie Jones, the footballer, making his debut. I mean, there's a body rig shot where he's lost all his money, where you can see him walking and you see flashes of him going. That body rig is today used in India when we do, like I've done it in Tevar, where I've worn the body rig and done dancing. And of course, just the editing. It was very sharp, very sharply edited, very dialogue to dialogue, very visual to visual, very sharp for its times. Normally films had a meandering pace. This one was tuck, 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 tuck. There was a rhythm to his edit. In my vanity van, there's only one poster which stands out, and that's Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. In my room, there is a poster of Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. It's safe to say I'm a very big fan of Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels.
Heading for a short break. After the break, When we come back, we have music composers Vishal-Shekhar talking about their hit songs. One of those hit songs is Das Bahane Karke Le Gayi Dil. I'm sure your favorite songs do figure in their list. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Now Showing. I'm Atika Farooqui. Now, Bollywood's ultimate hit machine, Vishal-Shekhar, are having a rocking year. The duo who composed music for last week's Jayeshbhai Jordaar are currently busy creating the soundtrack for Shah Rukh Khan's starrer Pathaan and Siddharth Anand's Fighter. Also, they are doing something magical called DDLJ Musical. They took time out and spoke to my colleague Vishal-Shekhar about bringing the Gujrati flavor to last week's Jayeshbhai Jordaar tunes and the loudest song they have ever composed.
Vishal and Shekhar, your latest film Jayeshbhai Jordaar is topping the chart. This is yet another firecracker of an album consisting 6 songs. To start with, what was it one thing that you were most excited about when you came on board this film?
I mean, you know, I think I speak for both of us when we say that the most exciting part for us is working with a new director. This, of course, is a young man, you know, Divyang, who is, you know, first timer and brought a lot of his own unique thought processes to the music. So it's always a learning experience for us.
You know, Shekhar, you're a Gujarati, you're from Kutch. Was this also an added temptation to work on the film, which is set in Gujarat?
Bringing in Gujarat is always a lot of fun where music is concerned, because music is very rich of Gujarat. The folk music is very, very, very rich. Bringing flavors in a way that even in ballads, we've kind of, you know, there's a very interesting way of bringing in the Gujarati folk bits, which is there in Dere Dere Sikh Jaunga. The opening of the title track of Jayeshbhai Jordaar, you know, that's got a full Gujarat flavor to it. So yeah, it was fun and very exciting for us to kind of, you know, do something in Gujarati. And Vishal and I are waiting to do a Gujarati film.
You know, I was recently going through this list of the loudest songs. They were mostly heavy metal noise, if I can say, with very high decibel levels. So, according to both of you, which is the loudest song that you have created?
Vishal, you should come for a Vishal and Shekhar concert. Then you'll know exactly what loud is. You know what I'm saying?
But you don't have a song where you felt like, okay, we kept the decibel levels higher than the average.
I'll tell you one song where we played a little bit of a trick. We did Sajna Ji Wari Wari, and on that loop at the beginning of Sajna Ji Wari Wari, it's filtered and it's kept kind of so that everyone will kind of crank it up when they hear it, and then when the bass line kicks in, it explodes because of that reason. So we did kind of mess with your minds on that one a little bit.
You know, we're talking about the film song. So what is the best way to communicate with the director? And what do you do when you feel the director is wrong about your tune? And does it become a hindrance when a director starts using musical terms while explaining what he wants?
Well, it happens very often with us. In fact, it happened today. But it's but it's fun. It's fun. It's exactly what the director is trying to say. And you know, when you have your friends who are directing the film, we kind of understand their language. But if an outsider listens to what they're saying, they'll be a little shocked and a little scared. So when there is a term called darja, there's a very interesting like ये धुन जो है उसको थोड़ी दर्जे की जरूरत है. So then you understand that what darja is. And with the darja, when there's a physical action also like this, a darja, so there's a very interesting kind of whole combination. You just like laugh it out and then you try and keep on doing better and keep on doing better till everyone is happy in the room.
Talking about having fun. So today, please tell us, our viewers, what do you mean when you tell somebody you got a great vibe? Or are there more words?
Sorry?
So he's been hearing our previous interviews. So when there's a singer, see, let me explain it to you. When there's a singer at the mic and if the composer says the vibe of that take was great, what great vibe? It means the pitch was all over the place. We'll have to do it again, but the vibe was great. Now, the reason you do this is because as a composer, you want the singer to feel comfortable. You want them to feel encouraged. You want them to give their best performance. So we will always positively reinforce any singer who's at the microphone. So even if the take is not great, we'll always say the vibe was great, but let's do another one. We can get it better for pitch, or we can get better for time, or whatever's missing, you know?
Bob is Fast is another album which you composed this year. You, of course, composed one track, Tu To Gaya Re, for the film. The film is, of course, directed by Diya Ghosh, who is Sujoy Ghosh's daughter. And you have this very successful working equation with Sujoy, right from Jhankar Beats to Kahani. Did you feel an extra pressure or a responsibility, maybe an emotional connection while composing music for Bob is Fast?
Sujoy and Dia are they are family, and the thing is, we were very fortunate that Sujoy was not a part of this process. They totally out of it. It was only Dia making all the decisions, and she's a very bright kid, and she made a fantastic film.
I think specifically Dia didn't want, she had a very clear idea of what she wanted, a very quirky, crazy anthem for a murderer, like a song that will play during murder. It's not an item song. It's not a promotional song. It's not anything other than, the sort of the weird mindset of the person for whom killing is a solution.
And finally, I was watching your session at the Mami Movie Mela, where you both shared some very interesting stories or funny stories behind some of your chartbusters. So today, would you please like to share a new funny Bollywood story with me, please?
Shekhar, should we tell him about the hook riff in Ghungru and how that was born?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we were doing Ghungru Toot Gaye, right, for the film War, and so we had the song, we had the groove and everything, and everyone was really feeling it, and we were really enjoying it. But Siddharth kept insisting that something is missing. We always tease Siddharth Anand about his Punjabiyat, right, and how severe it is. He's like a dhol and tumbi Punjabi, like in his heart.
On his birthday 2 years ago, I gifted him a dhol, so you can understand his love for Punjabi music.
So we always mess with him on that. So Warren Mendonça, who's the guitar player who's in the room, right? He started playing this Tumbi lick, and Shekhar and I immediately jumped on. We were like, yes, this is it. So when you hear Ke ghungaru toot gaye, that slick vocal, immediately after that, tanga 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 tanga, is actually a guitar playing a Tumbi riff. So that was our gift to Siddharth Anand.
Vishal and Shekhar, thank you so much and best of luck.
Vishal, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Vishal,
Thank you.
thanks, man.
Thank you. Bye.
That's all in this episode. From the 1977 film Star Wars, here is the famous dialogue, "May the Force be with you." And from 1939 film The Wizard of Oz, there is "No place like home." So enjoy yourself at home or outside of it. Watch good movies. I'm Atika saying goodbye. See you again next week. Take care.